This is the Book of Esther, faithfully and literally presented in under 90 cinematic scenes, as written in the Holy Bible, King James Version. In the days of King Ahasuerus, whose dominion was from India to Ethiopia, over 120 provinces, there was a great supper in Shushan the palace, and the king took his seat upon the throne of judgment, and a great multitude of the nobles of Persia and India, and of the kings of the east, and was present. And when the king had lifted up his hand, the wine was served to all before him, while the queen sat by him. Then said the king, "Pour me some wine, that I may show the queens and the women my mirth, how beautiful they are." So the queen and the women showed their beauty to the king in golden vessels. But the king's heart was not merry. Then the king commanded to summon Queen Vashti in the presence of the king and the women and the nobles, for she was the queen at that time, beautiful and lovely among the women. And the king said unto the queen, "Let the women of the king's house bring in a mirror to show the queen her beauty, how she hath done up her hair proudly." So the queen went into the inner court, and the women of the king's house brought mirrors, and she showed herself. But the queen refused to obey the king's commandment, which was given by the eunuch. And the king was wroth, and very furious. Being filled with wrath, the king said to the wise men who had knowledge in the law of the Medes and Persians, whose interpretation was afterward found in the Book of the Chronicles, "Surely in the kingdom it is known that no king ever commanded any man or woman to do such a thing as this, is to command the queen, even the king's wife, to show herself by such a message as this." And he was yet speaking, when suddenly Queen Vashti's messenger came in, saying, "The queen hath done an exceedingly proud thing, so that the king's anger, it is kindled in his bed. If it please the king, let it be told to the queen to do the king's bidding, or else, if it please not the king to have the queen come again, let it be written in the law of the Medes and Persians, that it is her lawful right to be deposed from being queen, and that another shall be crowned instead of her in the king's presence." This also seemed good to the king and to all that stood by, and the king commanded that it be done so. Then did the king's heralds, that were called together unto the feast, go out, even to all the province, to seek out fair young women for the king, and brought many fair and beautiful women unto the king's house. And the king's eye was not pleased with them. And when the king saw the beautiful face of Esther, the daughter of and the daughter of the king's brother, she did obtain favor in the king's sight, and he chose her for himself. Then Esther was taken unto the king's house. And the king gave the commandment to teach her the histories and the manners of the kingdom, and what fitting answers should be given in the king's presence. And Esther obtained favor in the sight of all that looked upon her. And her two maids, Helem and Tashish, the king took also that which Esther had, and he made her queen instead of Vashti. Now when Mordecai sat in the king's gate, he observed two of the king's counselors, Bigzana and Teresh, who conspired that they should kill the king, Ahasuerus. Also, they told also this unto the king. Then the king gave commandment to put them to death. Now when Esther was in peril, she sent unto Mordecai, saying, "All the king's might are in thee, and he will perform all thy requests. Tell me therefore what thou wouldest have me to do." So Mordecai wrote back unto Esther, saying, "Do not think that in king's house thou canst escape, and who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom to stand before the king? But now go thou unto the king, and entreat him humbly for thy people and thy kindred. Peradventure then thou shalt obtain somewhat better than this." Then Esther came and went in unto the king, and the king held out unto her the golden scepter that was in his hand. And Esther took hold of it. Then Esther uncovered Haman's evil plot against the Jews. And the king was exceedingly angry, and took his ring from off his hand, and cast it from him. So the king commanded that they should make ready robes and horse trappings for the horse, and that they should bring Esther yet again before the king riding upon the horse. And the king said unto her, "What shall be done unto the man whom the king delighteth not? It shall be done unto him." And the king liked not Haman. He brought him and his sons to the place where the king gave judgment. And there the king took off his crown, and stripped him of his garments. And the king commanded that he be hanged on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. And the king's anger, it was turned away. And ye shall observe the month of Nisan, and keep a fast all that time. Neither eat nor drink, and let the Jews that be in every province, that they gather themselves together, and stand in the open gates and streets of their cities, and fast as I do. And let them humble themselves, and bow their heads, that they turn to prayer for our deliverance from them that would destroy us. And let the women and the children fast likewise. And you shall read these words that are written in the scroll to all the Jews assembled in their cities and provinces. And you shall put on beautiful garments, and let your children do likewise. Thus make merry and keep that day of feasting to a good end. And let it be known by proclamation throughout every province that it is permitted to the Jews to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all the enemy that they find, and to take their plunder for themselves. And afterward the Jews had great joy and mirth, and the feast continued for 7 days, the provinces, and the cities, and the country parts rejoicingly. And many also of the king's people became Jews, because the fear of the Jews fell upon them.